At this stage, just a very brief moment while we bring people up on the stage, could Jai Martinkovitz and John Olson come up, because we're about to present the credentials to our ambassadors, which as a group are representative, because we do have one of the Lebanese community and another who is unfortunately not here today, but who is an Australian of Australian and New Guinean origin. Alex is a management consultant at PwC with a specialty in health and education. He is a University Award winner with tertiary qualifications in law and public policy from Sydney University. He sat on the... Alex, would you like to sit there, because we might invite you to each say a few words, if you wish to.
All right, yep, sure.
The second one is Daniel Lahood. Daniel is from a family of Lebanese Catholic descent, and he's just completed the HSC, in fact has just come from an examination. The third ambassador is Alex Baird, who's also come from something at the University of Sydney, assessments at the University of Sydney, and who's studying marketing and politics. And the fourth is Alexandra Marshall. She's a project manager. She's come down from northern New South Wales. She does magnificent things in electronic matters, which I don't understand, but she's also a contributor to Spectator. Thank you. And at this stage, I think it would be appropriate for each of the young ambassadors, if they wish, to say a few words. And we'll begin with our first appointment, Alex.
Great. All right. Well, thank you very much for. I was just the honour, but more the duty, because I know that this. This piece of paper, what it essentially is a commitment from me and from us that we will defend the constitutional arrangements that have really served the test of time for so many years. I just want to say thank you to Professor Flint for everything you've done for the cause, to Michael Kirby, to Lloyd Waddy, who I've seen in the front row as well. Thank you for everything that you've done to trailblaze this. Michael Kirby, to what you've said in terms of diversifying this movement, I mean, that is something that obviously we're focused on doing. And I guess we're confident, well, I'm confident that that's a possibility, because I'm confident that the ideas that we're standing for cut across backgrounds, they cut across gender, they cut across race. These are universal truths, and the constitutional arrangements that have stood and lasted for the last century, when the world is changing so rapidly, are our best chance of upholding our values and our institutions. The only other point I would make is that I think in terms of the big risk on the horizon, I'd say the big risk is apathy. We've got a lot of people who maybe don't appreciate the constitutional arrangements, a lot of people who haven't seen them under threat, maybe in the way that they were in the past. And so to that issue of the plebiscite, I think we've got to be very vigilant and make sure that we are enunciating wherever we can some of the great benefits of our current system. So thank you very much, and I'll do my absolute best to voice support for the movement and for our values. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Daniel.
I think exactly like what the Honourable Michael Kirby said, I think it is bringing and appealing to a wider audience. I think that's key in this campaign, but also bringing it to the 21st century. I think is something that's really important today, and appealing to young people, and not only appealing to it, but educating young people. I think many young people seem to not really know what's going on regarding our constitution, regarding politics, regarding governance. So I think, thank you so much for also giving me this opportunity to help, to educate, to protect, defend, preserve this constitution, which has served us so well. And I think all of us will pledge that we'll do our very best to bring this and to defend our constitution.
Thank you, Daniel. Alex.
Oh, hey, thank you very much, Professor Flint, for awarding me Youth Ambassadorship. It's a great honour, and I hope I can serve in my way to kind of re-energise the youth wing of this movement. So I was born in '99, so I didn't really get to see much of what happened during the referendum. And I think it's a lot of people like our generation, they don't really know how to articulate and how to, have a voice and say the Republic is not a good, is a bad thing. And I hope that, as youth ambassadors, we can try and articulate that and make ways so we can make sure that a Republic, if it does arise again, we can combat and articulate ideas to make sure that it's not the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Alexandra.
Well, David, you didn't warn me about this part, but seeing as I have a captive audience and a microphone, I'd like to say that you're a national treasure for the work you do with the... So I'd like to thank David for that, first of all. And now that I've praised you, I'm going to make a demand. I'm certain that unless I walk into one of those horrible trams running down George Street, we're going to see the question of Republic raised again, during my lifetime at least, and there's so much wealth of knowledge going on from all of you gentlemen here today. I'd like that you would write it down in an abridged version so that we may steal it later in all of our campaigning. So thank you very much for your work and for awarding us this, and we will do you proud. Thank you.
Put them on the website. Yes, you're so right. Well, once again, I think we're indebted to Michael Kirby for what he has done and the advice he has given. So thank you.